Let me start by saying I'm sorry for my recent actions. It is inexcusable. I'm sorry to Jax Films, YouTube, the entire creator community, and my incredible fans for not being a better example for appropriate conflict resolution. Jax Films, while we certainly don't see eye to eye and have our differences... Wait, actually, she called him Jax Film, which I think is funnier. Is that like a sly disrespect to call him Jax Film? Jax Film, while we certainly don't see eye to eye and have our differences, I'm sorry for reacting the way I did when I should have taken the opportunity to show young creators how adults and professionals resolve conflicts by communicating directly, respectfully, and privately, not for views or content, but a meaningful example of how conflict should be solved. I will reach out directly and hope we can find some time to connect and communicate respectfully. I'd also like to thank YouTube for holding me accountable. I deserve it, respect the decision, and appreciate the opportunity to learn and grow from a true lapse in judgment.
Hello friends, it's me, your favorite sad YouTuber.
What's up guys, and welcome back to the Tom Dark channel. I'm your host, Tom Dark, and yeah, Sniper Wolf is, she's back in the news, you could say, okay? She's back in action. Literally, the Sniper Wolf drama has blown the okay, everybody's talking about it. Everybody's taking a giant dump on Sniper Wolf, deservedly so. Everyone's calling for her ban. It's been a crazy time. Now, people started getting really ramped up recently when Team YouTube on Twitter made this one tweet, and this one tweet like set off everyone because they took personal offense to it. Now, I will say, I think it's kind of clear to me that this tweet had nothing to do with Sniper Wolf or Jax Films or their drama, but obviously, you know, it was scheduled poorly at a time when people would react to it negatively. YouTube here says, would it be too meta to do a reaction video to a reaction video? And people basically see this as a reference to Sniper Wolf because she does reaction videos. I think another reason they see a reference to it is because Jax Films has this channel called JJ Jax Films, which has blown up a lot recently due to the fact that he basically reacts to Sniper Wolf reacting, and he tries to credit the creators in hand. He mocks her, you know, he makes fun of her. And so as a result, people saw this tweet from Team YouTube. The YouTube actually got community noted here. It says, for additional context, it needs to be known that this tweet was written in the wake of a controversy regarding a reaction YouTuber SS Sniper Wolf, who recently leaked the personal information of a fellow creator on the platform, Jax Films. So basically, Sniper Wolf posting that whole thing on Instagram has really fucked up her life as of recent. Here we have Oompaville posting this picture of her Vine thud sound effect. Would it be too much to do a permanent suspension to a reaction YouTuber? Well, she did not get permanently suspended. I was pretty confident, you know, even the other day, okay? In all my genius, okay, in my genius savantness, I said the take that everybody else also had, where we basically were like, there's no way she's gonna get banned, right? There's just no way. And she didn't get banned. Here, Team YouTube says, confirming Sniper Wolf has received a temporary monetization suspension per creator responsibility policies. Off-platform actions that put others' personal safety at risk harm our community, and the behavior on both sides isn't what we want on YouTube. Hoping everyone moves this convo to a better place. Now, a lot of people right now are balding, they're raging at this line that says behavior on both sides isn't what we want on YouTube. Now you may be questioning what this is in regards to, okay? You may be questioning what this has to do with anything. What the fuck did Jack do that's equivalent? Here's my theory, okay? Here's my theory. I know a lot of people are saying YouTube shouldn't have said this. It's like crazy. Here's my theory. I'm gonna try to play devil's advocate and walk this through with you guys from their perspective. Back when the Keemstar and Ethan Klein drama went down in like 2019, you guys will remember I did a few videos about it. I did one, and then Nick the Oreo did one. It was like a big collab we did back in the day. And in these videos, there was a time when YouTube reached out to Keemstar and Ethan Klein and was like, hey guys, stop this drama. Stop talking about it. This is toxic for YouTube. We don't like it. YouTube especially doesn't like when basically drama from their website gets talked about by news outlets and stuff, right? Like let's say Kotaku, Polygon, Wired, even Wall Street Journal has reported on YouTube drama a few times. Although in fairness, they were definitely on the opposing side of YouTubers, right? They were trying to come after them. YouTube doesn't like when drama happens. Another instance I'll give you guys is Leafy is Here. Leafy is Here at the time had made like 10 videos in a row that had Pokimane in the title and thumbnail. Now I'm pretty sure Pokimane was not the subject of like half of them ish, maybe more than half. He just was using her for clicks basically, but YouTube didn't like that. They saw it as harassment. And now if we go to Jax Films' second channel, which is JJ Jax Films, I mean, I'm not saying this is harassment. I think it's funny. I think it's fine, whatever. In general, I don't really care about, you know, even if someone does want to call this harassment, I don't personally care about that being on YouTube. I think like people should be able to talk, but YouTube has a different perspective. They don't like this. They don't like the idea that someone like Jack is making video after video after video, doing a giant criticism campaign basically, because that's what this is, right? It's not temporary. It's not ending. He's just going and going and going, right? They don't like this like criticism campaign towards Sniper Wolf. And it's not just because she's Sniper Wolf. That may be a part of it. She may be receiving some favoritism, but it's not just because she's Sniper Wolf. They just don't like drama in general, okay? They don't like that kind of stuff. They don't like the idea that creators get into like giant wars over like ethical disputes. They don't like that, obviously. And I think they should like that because it makes the platform a hell of a lot more interesting. But, you know, that can reflect negatively on advertisers, and then YouTube is in a position where they have to deal with that. Now, in the midst of all of this happening, people have also begun digging through all of Sniper Wolf's history on YouTube. And they managed to find some old videos from, I want to say 10 years ago. And these videos are pretty gross, pretty inexcusable. A lot of people are calling Sniper Wolf a pedophile or a predator. I don't think she's either of those things, but I do think this video is straight up disgusting. It's foul. There's no defending it, even though it was 10 years ago. And for those wondering what I'm talking about, well, about 10 years ago on YouTube, there was a giant Omegle trend. And it's funny that this trend has come back now because it was a thing, like I said, 10 years ago. Make Me Bad 35, I think, was one of the guys that was doing a ton of Omegle content. And as a result, a lot of YouTubers like Sniper Wolf would get on Omegle and talk to their fans. And in this case, Sniper Wolf decided to do an Omegle video where she talked to a bunch of kids. What did she do? Well, she would say, twerk for me, say, I'll show tits, say, I love a big ass, you know, tell them to twerk. At one point, there's like a kid, I think a kid on camera, it's hard to tell, and she says something to the effect of, show me the little guy. I'm kind of nervous to show too much of this video because it's pretty gross, and when we do show it, we're going to censor out who she's talking to, so you can only see Sniper Wolf. We're not going to show any of that, but it's pretty gross, man. It's pretty foul.
Hey, why's your shirt rolled up like that? What are you doing? You think that's cute? You think that's attractive? Why is your shirt like that? Are you wearing PJ pants? You're making a fool out of yourself. You should be ashamed. I'll type it.
And it's clear here that she's trying to be like edgy, raunchy, comedic, or whatever. But regardless of if that's her intention or not, what she actually did was ask people whose age she can't confirm, many of which who appear to be rather young, to twerk on Omegle for her.
Just call me Sniffer Wolf.
Which is terrible, horrible, and you cannot do that. And as a result, many are calling for her to be banned. I believe she deleted this video off of YouTube, so I don't know if that's really going to happen, but a lot of people are calling for that. Now, there was another video that was blown up by a YouTuber named Amos, who has 7,000 subscribers. He makes like video, essay type stuff. For some reason, a lot of people for a while were telling me this guy like ripped me off hardcore. I don't really know if that's the case. I haven't really seen his videos. Anyhow, so this Amos guy, he basically made this tweet that called out Sniper Wolf and tried to call her a predator, and then the comment copped account ended up posting this. As we can see here, this is the picture, and it says, you're now chatting with a random stranger. Hi, stranger may be using a simulated webcam. Why is this important? Well, as comment cop says, the current allegation of Sniper Wolf getting a 16-year-old to flash her on Omegle is very likely false. It was a fake pre-recorded feed, and Sniper Wolf didn't believe they were interacting with a minor. And here, if you click on this, it does indeed say in the screenshot, you're now chatting with a random stranger. Say hi, stranger may be using a simulated webcam. What is simulated webcam on Omegle? Like these security cameras, simulated cameras appear to be physical webcams, but in reality, it's just a dummy feed. Many use fake cameras during video chat sessions to protect online identity, like on the app Omegle. And here we can see some quotes from Sniper Wolf in this video. Now, this isn't to go out of my way to defend Sniper Wolf. I think some people have been saying that I'm like defending her. I'm not defending her. I don't like her, okay? I've been talking her longer than most people, but I don't think that in this case, at least with this, I mean, this seems to be somewhat of a false allegation. Now, this guy says what is actually my genuine opinion, who says, I don't think she's actually a pedo. Could it not still be said that it was irresponsible of her to even have taken the chance, even if she didn't believe the girl was actually 16? And this tweet was 1000% spot on, completely true. Yes, it is very irresponsible of her. She should never have done that. And then you also have people saying things like this, saying, amidst the Sniper Wolf stuff, this Corey X Kenshin video is aging like a fine wine. Now, this video from Corey X Kenshin is, I believe, a year old or so. And the video is basically talking about the idea that YouTube like punishes black creators more than white creators because they like gave him limited ads. I'm gonna be honest, this is completely bullshit. That did not happen. If anything, YouTube is extremely anti-racist because they want to be seen as not racist to everyone, because being racist is like the worst PR for any company in the modern age. Now, that being said, there may be some favoritism going on here. Dexerto released this article titled Moist Critical Slams YouTube for Favoritism Over Sniper Wolf Doxing Incident. And I think it is honestly a decent point that if another creator had done this, like let's say a male creator had done this to a female creator, I think they may have been banned from the platform really quickly, or at least demonetized really quickly. And in the end, that's what YouTube did actually do. They decided to demonetize Sniper Wolf's channel, although they say even here it's temporary, right? But I think if this had happened with a guy doing this to a young female creator, I mean, it would be over. Moist Critical hit out at YouTube in a video posted on October 19th, saying he doesn't think the site will actually dish out any punishment towards Sniper Wolf. Now, that was somewhat wrong. There is some light punishment, but ultimately she'll be fine, right? I'm kind of under the assumption they're not going to do anything about it. They might make another, more direct acknowledgement of it, but it might be more of a slap on the wrist. I'm just spitballing here based on YouTube's past. And I would pretty much agree with that. I think it's very unlikely that Sniper Wolf will be banned. And the only reason she would be banned is if she decided to basically double and triple down on this situation, which now that someone has come for her money, she's obviously deciding not to double or triple down because she released an apology statement here on her Twitter account.
Let me start by saying I'm sorry for my recent actions. It is inexcusable. I'm sorry to Jax Films, YouTube, the entire creator community, and my incredible fans for not being a better example for appropriate conflict resolution. Jax Films, while we certainly don't see eye to eye and have our differences.
Wait, actually, she called him Jax Film, which I think is funnier. Is that like a sly disrespect to call him Jax Film?
Jax Film, while we certainly don't see eye to eye and have our differences, I'm sorry for reacting the way I did when I should have taken the opportunity to show young creators how adults and professionals resolve conflicts by communicating directly, respectfully, and privately, not for views or content, but a meaningful example of how conflict should be solved. I will reach out directly and hope we can find some time to connect and communicate respectfully. I'd also like to thank YouTube for holding me accountable. I deserve it, respect the decision, and appreciate the opportunity to learn and grow from a true lapse in judgment.
Now, considering the fact that for days after this happened, Sniper Wolf was not, wanting to issue an apology, she was not apologetic whatsoever, I don't think this is real. It almost feels like a ChatGPT apology. It feels like it was written by a PR team. I mean, can you actually imagine Leah, Sniper Wolf, saying this? I think it's clear to me that YouTube reached out to both of them privately, was probably like, hey,
shut the f up.
This drama looks really bad for our platform, and they decided to basically, do that. As of me recording this, Jax Films has not made any subsequent statement. I imagine he might make one, but I imagine he's not going to escalate the drama further because he clearly seems to know that YouTube has a big issue with what's going on right now. They don't like this drama, which is probably why they've avoided weighing in, right? Because they don't want to escalate it to any further point. Now, whether that's the right or wrong thing to do is ultimately up to you guys. My personal perspective is that if Sniper Wolf had doxed him on YouTube, she should have been banned right away. That being said, now that she's being given a monetization, basically restriction on her channel for, could be a week, could be a month. Now that she's been given that, I feel like that's pretty justified. Like, I don't really feel bad for her in that situation. Like, she's gonna lose a few $1 million, obviously, but she probably should for making such a stupid decision, right? So stupid. Leah is like so stupid, man. Going to the point of, like, you're mad at someone. Keep in mind, like, Leah makes way more money than Jax Films, right? Like, way more money. Like, if I had to guess, she probably makes upwards of 20-30 million a year. Actually, I think when I read their court documents, there was like $16 million in one bank account, and then there was like more in another one. So, like, she makes an absurd amount of money, right? Jack makes way less than that. She clearly is not in this for, like, making good content. Like, she doesn't give a she's in this to make money. She makes dog reaction videos. And the idea that she would jeopardize the money she's making because she gets, like, insecure that she got made fun of by Jax Films is insane. And from Jack's perspective, you just have to feel bad for him because obviously he did poke the bear a little bit, but he didn't deserve to be doxxed, right? He was just criticizing her. And by the way, the memes of Sniper Wolf that are like, gets criticized once, doxes people. That is crazy. That is crazy. That's fire. I like that meme. Sniper Wolf is a street girl, okay? She's from the hood. She knows what's up. And she's not going to hold back when you F with her, okay? Now, one guy that's been talking about this stuff a lot is the real Sully G. He's a guy who does these, is it called an automaton or automaton? I don't know how you say it, but he does these videos a lot. He's got a pretty big channel from doing that. And he's really been passionate about going after Sniper Wolf recently, right? He's made a bunch of videos about her, and he basically wants her to get banned permanently. And as a result, he's been going after people like her sister. Also looking forward to seeing if Sniper Wolf's sister at Wolfie, she got in some drama with Jack like earlier, like she commented on him or something, and I was like, oh, this is just like a dumb person. This is her sister, okay? This is Sniper Wolf's thoughty sister. That's crazy. Also looking forward to see if Sniper Wolf's sister will release a public apology for threatening violence to Jack, continuing to harass him, telling people to look up his address, and then insulting people who called her out. Now let's see this. She says, suck my nuts. Is that the violence? Not you defending doxing, that's just so sad. She didn't dox anyone, dumbass. Google Jax Films address, lol, anyone can see it. Now, in fairness, I think what she's saying here as far as the address being easy to find is probably true. But regardless of that, like, it's only easy to find because it's part of public record. If you're a creator and you're posting that, you're a piece of shit. You cannot do that, like whatsoever. If another YouTuber with like 5 million followers on their Instagram posted my address, I mean, you know what? In fairness to Jack, I would probably be trying to get that person banned too. Okay, I will sympathize. Damn, does he not know how to fight or something? Is what she says. Now, okay, I don't think she's threatening violence. We show up to your house. What are you doing? Threatening violence to Jack. I mean, this is clearly a joke. She's saying like, damn, is he scared because he doesn't know how to fight people if they come to his house or something? But she's not threatening violence. This is just not the case. She is being a dumbass, which I feel like is enough for me to hate her. We've got this meme titled YouTube punishing Sniper Wolf, which has a good old SpongeBob clip.
If you can't do the time, don't do the crime. Okay, time's up.
And that's true. That's true. Because realistically, is there going to be any long-term consequence for Sniper Wolf? Only if she keeps going, I think. I'd like to thank YouTube for holding me accountable. Girl, they didn't do shit. Temporary monetization pause isn't a punishment. That's just the price of doing business and accomplishing her goal, which she did. Notice this pre-written apology dropped at the same time YouTube made their announcement, proving that YouTube was once again working with Sniper Wolf behind the scenes to find a way out of this. I mean, yeah, like they probably were working with Sniper Wolf behind the scenes. What I think is basically that YouTube wanted the drama to end. They knew they needed to provide some punishment, and so they did that. But realistically, like, do they care about this drama? Probably not, man. Probably not. Now, my theory with YouTube not liking that Jack made all these videos about her, ultimately, like, does that hold water? I don't really know yet. They didn't like when Leafy made a bunch of videos about someone, but in fairness, Leafy was a lot more critical. He was a lot more mean. He was like, you know, calling her unattractive and stuff. Jack is not doing that from what I've seen. He's pretty much just making videos, you know, making fun of her content, right? Which I think you should be able to do on YouTube. But in YouTube's perspective, if I'm imagining what they want, they probably don't like the fact that this guy's really going after her hardcore. You know, they don't like these prolonged YouTube campaign type things. They don't like that whatsoever. Do I think Jack's going to be punished? Probably not, but I would say that if I were him, I would probably stop with the Sniper Wolf stuff because he's flying kind of close to the sun right now. YouTube has shown that they're willing to punish Leah. If I were him, I wouldn't push it further because while he doesn't deserve a punishment, who knows what YouTube is going to do, right? They've given people punishments for less than posting a bunch of videos making fun of someone. So who knows what they're going to do. If I had to guess, he's probably going to chill for a bit and then just like make videos that are not about Sniper Wolf. I think that would be wise for him. Probably, maybe this whole situation will be resolved. If there's other old Sniper Wolf videos that need to be dug up, I would be curious to see those. She definitely seems to have been. She was kind of going Shane Dawson mode back in the day with the really crazy videos of her saying outlandish stuff towards kids, which you just cannot do. You can't do that, Sniper Wolf. Okay, you can't go on Omegle and ask people to twerk. Stop, bro. All right, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you all later. Bye-bye. And if you liked this video, consider becoming a member. For $5 a month, you get access to exclusive podcasts, unreleased videos, and the members-only Minecraft server. Thanks so much to all of my YouTube members who fund my content.